Alright, good morning everybody. It is Tuesday. It's Thanksgiving week. Today we're doing shuttle work. Olyphant to Pittston, so we got a deadhead all the way up to Olyphant and then get 3 loads out of Olyphant, take them to Pittston to that brewery. And then from there, I don't know what we're going to do. It generally take about maybe a half a day to do those 3. And we'll see where they're going to send us after that. I got some ideas of where I've gone in the past where he might send me, but you never know. We still got to pre-trip the truck yet. We'll pre-trip the truck and then we'll head on up, top off fuel at the pilot in Pittston, and then run those 3 loads. And we're back in our original Mac, not the first one I was in when I started here, but the third one that I had gotten, the Anthem, the loaner truck, which I actually liked better than this one. Had a mechanical issue, so we had to jump back in this truck and we'll go from there. But the hood rattles and makes a lot of noise and clangs and bangs. I don't know how much the camera picks up on it, but when you're in the truck itself, it's pretty annoying, but it is what it is. But anyway, like I said, we got to finish pre-tripping this truck up and then we're going to get going. Alright, this is our exit. We're going to get off here and top off the fuel tank and the DEF tank before we continue our day. And the reason I'm doing it now, I could probably wait until later, like on my 3rd load or whatever, but this is a small pilot, as I've shown you before, and it becomes a real cluster during daylight hours. It could even be one now because it's 6 a.m. and some of the morning guys are getting up, and we'll see how it is. But there are times during the day where the line to get to the fuel pumps is out on the street, and it takes forever to get fuel, and you don't know which lane's going to open up first. It's just a really small, tight pilot. I don't know why so many, I guess because of the discounts that Pilot gives, but all these large fleets like to use Pilot, and most of them, the Flying J's have a lot of real estate, but a lot of the pilots are small, and there's not a lot of room to do what you need to do. And then you've got Crete and Swift and Knight and all the big major fleets in there trying to fuel, and it just turns the place into a cluster. So try to get it off peak hours, hopefully, and we'll be able to get right into a pump, or at least off the road. All right, finally it turned green. So we'll see what we got. This is a busy area in here, like during the day. Even 315 here is pretty well jammed up with cars and trucks doing what all they need to do. Got a couple industrial parks on both sides of the freeway. Got the turnpike entrance here. Got I-81 entrance and exits here. And a Walmart up here across the street from the pilot. Big shopping center. So it's a pretty jammed up area. So now is the best time to try and get the fuel, even though we could probably wait. See what we got when we get there. Hopefully this is the right call. But yeah, sometimes they're sitting out here on the road trying to get into this place to get fuel. No, there's a line already. Oh boy. Now I see a tractor. He's backing up over there. He almost hit a car. Oh, this is going to be fun already. I thought I should have went to the one in Drums. That one would have been easier. But this one's en route. That one I would have had to go 5 miles out of route. once this, I'm waiting to see if somebody pulls up, but once this light turns, I'm going to turn in. I could have made the right on red, but this is ridiculous. I don't know what's going on here. You just got to set up to a pump and wait, you know. Don't sit out here trying to guess which one's going to open up first. But I don't know what that must be a garbage truck there, I guess. And say, what is he doing there? But it looks like a garbage truck, which he probably having problems too. But I don't know. I guess we'll just shut it off because it looks like we're going to sit here for a while. This is what I said. This pilot is a terrible pilot. This guy's probably trying to sit back and wait to see which pump is going to clear first. And you can't do that here. You just got to pull up behind somebody, and if it takes them longer, then it takes them longer. You can't block up the entrance. See, now they are backed up out onto the street already. 6 a.m. He's sitting in the middle of the lot, blocking everything up. There's bobtail in front of me, can't go. I can't go. Now he's finally going to go. See, he was probably waiting for a lane to open up instead of just pulling up behind somebody. This is what I'm starting to really hate about this industry. Guys don't have any common sense. They don't look out for their fellow driver. No, I see what it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Where are we gonna go here? It's all jammed up already, but see, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up behind this straight truck, and I am not going to. Maybe I'll pull up behind this bobtail here. You gotta try and clear the lane so that people can get in and out if possible. Gotta watch my trailer there. And pull up behind Warner here. And at least I clear the path, you know? And other people can get in. Alright. We're fueled up. Fuel is full, DEF is full, and this Willow Run Foods here, he sat out behind me on the main line coming into the pilot here, and he waited for that straight truck that was next to me to leave, and came through here, and then he didn't even get fuel. That lane closed off now after that straight truck. Somebody put a barrel up there. After this dude came through, somebody put a barrel up there. I wonder what's wrong with that pump. But anyway, we got our fuel and we're ready to go. I don't know, I guess Willow Run didn't need fuel, but if he didn't need fuel, then why didn't he come in here and do something else? Try to find a parking spot somewhere. Although this pilot is you don't usually find. Well, there's a couple spots. Yeah, he could have come up in here and tried to find a spot to park instead of waiting out there to go through the fuel lane. Just spun around and got right into two spots right there. You can't, like I said, you know, this place is small, it's tight, the fuel pumps are right there off the main drag, and if you can help it, you try not to block everything up. That's why you end up sitting out on the street out there trying to get into this place. But it's not set up properly, as you can see. There's really no room to stage another truck behind one that's fueling, so you got to give them that. But it's just a mess, and a lot of the pilots are this way. But it didn't eat up too much time. That bobtail kind of got out of there pretty quick, and now we're on our way up to get our first load. All right, so we are at our customer to pick up the first load of the day. Now let's see what kind of parking we have up here. Is an interesting place because the area to our right as we go up through here is where you park and then walk in the office to check in. But then they also have you drop your loads here, or drop your trailer. Usually the yard jockeys will pick them up and take them wherever they need to be. But we got a semi-full house here today, so we're gonna go up here and spin around and find a place to back in and check in. I see one next to Andy there. Yeah, sometimes they'll have us put them in a door if they need one, but a lot of times they'll just tell us to drop it right here where we park, and then go from there. And I'll just slide my tandems here if I'm dropping it here because they want them slid anyway, and that saves the yard guys a little bit of work. All right, we're in. Alright, so we dropped the trailer over there in the staging area like I told you we would probably do, and went inside, got our paperwork, which sometimes can be a bear and sometimes it goes quick. Sometimes you go in there and you're 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers deep, but I was the first one at the window, so it went pretty quick today. Got the paperwork, dropped that trailer over here, hooked up, slid the tandems to road distance, and pre-tripped. We're hooked up, ready to roll. Looks like I gotta wait a couple minutes because there's 2 yard jockeys down there. One's backing in and one's waiting for them to back in. So we'll just hold here for a couple minutes until they get out of the way, and then we're gonna roll. All right, so we are back to turning circles again. Getting off at 178 here, which is the airport exit and the exit to go to the Petro if you so choose. So we follow these airplanes kind of that are painted on the road to get to Navy Way Road. And this will get us to where we need to be, but there's a lot of traffic this morning, so you gotta watch these circles because anybody that's in the circle has the right of way. Dude held back like he was supposed to. So we'll do this at least 3 times today. First load, second load, third load. Depending on where he sends me after we do these, I could come back up in here to a different customer and pick up a different load, or I could go back to this place and grab something that's going to go up to Dunmore, which if they have those kind of loads would have made sense for me to take them after I deliver what I'm delivering. Instead of looking for an empty, grab the Dunmore load, take that up there, and then get my empty up in Dunmore. But I don't know if they have them or not. They're usually dunnage loads, broken pallets and stuff like that. They go up to a place that recycles them. So anyway, I will turn the camera on again a little further up, show you some really bumpy railroad tracks that we got across as well going up here. Alright, so we just went over to Pennsylvania Turnpike. Gonna come up here to this stop sign, do a complete stop on this hill, which probably irks the hell out of the people behind us as well. There's nothing really coming from our left, but we've got to stop completely due to the cameras. These tracks here are really, really bad. Actually, the roads in this industrial park are bad, but as you can see, they're chewed up pretty good. But it's an industrial siding in an industrial park, so nobody really pays no mind to them. But you got to take it pretty slow or rattle the hell out of the truck. And then, like I said, the road ain't much better. Especially the road we make the left on. But these roads, I don't know. I mentioned it in another video. I don't know what kind of base they have under them, but they're just cracked all over the place. They did not hold up well. They're not breaking apart, but they got cracks in them all over. Although they must have done something to this truck. It doesn't rattle quite as much as it did before. When they had it out at HQ at the shop, they must have done something to it, because it rattled worse than this before. It still does. The hood is what rattles. But it's not as bad as it was before I had to give it up to get fixed. So we gotta make a left turn here. And I see a lot of traffic because some company probably starts at 8 a.m. here. Oh boy. Look at this. They're gonna keep on it coming, keep on it coming. Alright, we're gonna go now. Sit out there all day if we don't go. Now, are any of our trailers up here in this dirt drop lot to our left? I hope so. I hope I don't have to go on an empty trailer hunt later. But I just might. I don't see any. Well, we got lucky. There are 3 empties and they are here at the main building, not up in that nasty dirt lot. As long as these yard guys don't move them up there and they leave them here, we'll be in good shape, because I showed you that the other day, and they're pretty rough up in there. That's more like a Jeep trail than a place for a truck to go through. Alright, so moving right along, we are up here where 81 cuts off to the north to go up to Binghamton, 84 goes over to the Poconos, US 6 goes up to Carbondale and eventually Honesdale. So we are going to follow US 6 here as we've shown you before. Going up to get our second one. Interesting move there. He waited till the last minute. But whatever, he didn't hit anybody, so I guess it's all good, I guess. I didn't tell you the weather today because there's other things on my mind that we're going to talk about later, but it is supposed to rain this afternoon, so it's kind of overcast already this morning. Rain this afternoon, rain tonight, and I guess rain again tomorrow afternoon, but tomorrow's supposed to be real mild. Right now it's 47 degrees. Tomorrow's supposed to be in the 60s. And then it gets really cold for Thanksgiving, and we're only going to get highs about 35 or so. Thanksgiving, Friday, Saturday. I don't think it's going to warm up at all through the weekend. We're going to get a cold blast out of Canada in the Midwest. So we're going to cool off after a couple of mild days. Today's supposed to be low 50s. Tomorrow's supposed to be low 60s. So don't know exactly when the rain's going to start. Didn't look at radar yet to see how close it is, but the clouds are lowering and thickening. So at some point, probably before we're done, it's going to rain. Anyway, here we are on US 6. nice stretch of road. I've run it all the way up to Honesdale. Good stretch of it is 4-lane freeway like this, and then it cuts back down into a 2-lane road up there in the mountains and in Honesdale. Mr. Baylor going a little slow here. Let's see if we can get around him. He's only doing 43. He must be heavy. I mean, it is a hill, but he must be pretty heavy to only be doing 43. So anyway, we'll go get this second one and we'll talk to you there a little bit and head down and deliver it and talk to you there a little bit, and somewhere we'll probably take a half-hour break and then I'll talk to you a little bit more along the way, along with some road footage here and there. Alright, so we're hooked up to the second of the 3 loads. We're pre-tripped, got the tandem slid, we're ready to rock and roll. 19 miles to our final destination from this point, so a lot of times it takes longer to pick up the load than it does to actually drive it and deliver it. So but anyway, we'll talk to you later on. All right, load number 2 is delivered. We found our empty. We're heading back up for the third one. So far, they haven't moved any of these trailers down to that dirt lot. So there's one more here. Actually, there's 3 more here, but I know which one I want to take because I don't know where I'm going with it. It's a newer one. So if I'm going to have any distance on whatever I'm doing, then I want a newer trailer, not one of these older ones. And this one's got some grabby brakes. See if they settle down a little bit, but when I went to stop there, they grabbed a little hard. No rain yet. Still haven't looked at radar. I mean, when I do these dropping hooks, I generally don't look at my phone too much. Oh, you can hear all the rattling going on now. It still seems like it's a little better than it was before, but this truck rattles a lot more than that loaner truck that I was in did. But yeah, it doesn't even actually look like it's ready to rain yet. Not that there's any kind of breaks in the overcast, but it doesn't look heavy enough to actually spit out some rain. And we're driving west-southwest right now, and you can actually see a amber color to the clouds, like they're not as thick, and the sun is kind of shining through them a little bit out there. So I don't know how far away the rain actually is, but it's 10:09, so it's looking like my estimate of being done with these 3 loads right around noontime, give or take, is going to be spot on. Depends on how many people are waiting in line to pick up loads. There were 4 ahead of me. I was number 5 when I was in there for this second one that I picked up. So we'll see what happens with this one. At least it wasn't a tractor trailer this time. You can't see if tractor trailers are coming, and then you get down here and then one wants to turn and it's a little bit tight. So, but anyway, we're heading back up for that third one, and after we get that, come down here, we'll have to see what kind of new festivities are going to be bestowed upon us. Alright, here's another one of our nice bumpy roads. I don't know that I ever recorded coming in this way or not. Coming up here to get that third load. not so bad here. And I think I did, actually. But I think I had the smoother truck when I did it. This one's gonna make some noise going down the road here. First, we gotta avoid that manhole cover that really drops. That's almost like I'm hitting a pothole. This road bounces you around pretty good. Probably poor construction technique, as well as all the heavy trucks that come in and out of here. Beat the living daylights out of it. But this section here is a little bit better. Somebody repaved this at some point in time. Now we gotta miss this dead critter here. He's been here all day. Somebody picked him off overnight. Don't wanna flatten him out any more than he already is. I don't like running over dead animals. I don't like running over live animals, but I don't like running over dead animals either, so try to avoid them. And we gotta check in here at security, and I guess today I'll show it to you. It's not difficult. He just comes out, takes the truck trailer number, asks my name, and they pretty much know I'm picking up, so. He might even remember my name because I was just in here an hour and a half ago. Not much, picking up.
Picking up, first name again?
Steve.
Steve?
Yep.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, Steve. Go home.
Hey, that works for me.
Hold on one second.
Oh, his key card must be malfunctioning. He's got a little card that he opens the gate with. Oh, I can't go home. I can't back up now.
I can get you backed up if you really want.
There we go. Have a good one.
You too.
He's an alright guy. He's a regular. He doesn't ever remember my name, but he's a regular. He sees a lot of trucks. All day long, trucks and cars coming in here, so how could he remember everybody's name? But that's kind of funny. He's like, the gate didn't go up. He's like, uh-oh, go home. I'm like, sure. All right, so decided to take a half-hour break here after we picked up the load because probably about the time I get to our receiver, he'll call me and tell me what I'm going to do next, and then I may not want to take a half-hour break at that point. I may want to just get going and do what I need to do. So I'm going to throw the half-hour break in here. I already ate my lunch and stuff, and I got about 10 minutes left, so figured I'd talk to you a little bit. So I really don't know what he's actually going to give me next. There may very well be a load that goes out of where I'm delivering this up to Dunmore, or there could be one down the street that I'm going to pick up and take back to our warehouse that eventually goes on to Delaware. That for some reason they give that to a regional driver. I think Delaware could be a local run, but they give it to a regional driver. So it could be that, and then after that, it could go to Goldsboro. I've shown you Goldsboro a few times. We could go over there and grab one, and that'll go back to the warehouse too, to drop for another driver to take out to headquarters. And that's definitely a local, and that's one of my pet peeves too, is a lot of times I'll pick up a load in the afternoon that I could deliver the next day in the morning, and then go from there. But I got to drop it, and then another driver will take it where it's going, and then I get put on these Olyphant or Nanocoke shuttles. And so kind of a pet peeve of mine, and it's starting to get a little bit annoying, because I could have more days with longer runs if they just let me deliver what I pick up at the end of the day before. For some reason, they just like to throw multiple drivers on loads instead of letting one person pick it up and see it through to delivery. And I'm not sure why they do that, but they do that. But I'm beginning to think that when I was first offered a position, they wanted me to be a jockey shuttle driver. And I turned it down. I said, no, I want to be a regular local driver. I want to run. I don't want to do repetitious, repeat loads. Oh, and then they called me back and said that they were going to bring me on as a local driver. And for some reason, I think I got backdoored into what I wasn't going to take initially. Because that's what it seems to be. Whatever load kind of has some miles on it that I can deliver the following morning, I get taken off of and put on these shuttle loads again, which is why I only do one video a week, because I only really have one day that he'll throw me a bone and give me a longer trip. Otherwise, like I said in the beginning of the video, Wilkes-Barre Scranton is my playground, and I'm up here about 90% of the time. So a little bit frustrating. That's one of the many frustrations that I've got going on that got me wound up in the last video. So I won't talk any more about that, but looks to me like we're done with our break and we can get going. So I'm going to take this down there and then find out what we're going to do next. So I forgot to mention, I did look at radar when I was taking my half-hour break, and the rain is coming. The western half of Pennsylvania is socked in solid green on the radar map, but the leading edge of it is still west of the Susquehanna River, back in central Pennsylvania. So we're probably about 2 to 3 hours away from seeing any rainfall, unless stuff starts to pop out ahead of the main slug of moisture. So we should stay dry for a little while yet, depending on how long we work, what he gives us next. Maybe we stay dry the rest of the work day. If he gives me a 12-hour day, then we'll probably see rain before we're done. But so far so good. It's 50 degrees, right about where they said it was going to be, so it's not terribly cold out. So no complaints about that. And I wouldn't mind if it stayed 50 degrees all winter long. That would be that would work for me, because it wouldn't snow. We wouldn't get them terrible wind chills. But this is northeastern Pennsylvania, so we get our share of snow and we get our share of cold. Not much you can do about it except for moving, and moving is not an option, so you just got to deal with it. Alright, well, we got our marching orders. We're going down to Wilkes-Barre. Not at all what I thought we would do. We're right up here close to 2 customers I thought we might grab loads out of, but we're going down to some place in Wilkes-Barre. Looks like a recycling place. Probably going to be a live load, and then take that down to a warehouse, and that'll probably be it for our day. But we'll take you along for the ride. We're going somewhere different and new that I haven't been to before. All right, making our way out of this bumpy industrial park. We gotta go out exit 175, and then I believe we're going down to exit 165 or 168. But it's right down there in almost downtown Wilkes-Barre. It's gonna be a little interesting. However, the GPS and Google Maps kind of meshed with the way we're gonna go. BRT, that's who my buddy drives for. A friend of mine that lived in Arizona that moved back here to Pennsylvania. He drives tanker for BRT. I didn't know he was there at first. But he needed the room, so we held back. So now we'll stop one more time because we have to. This is the way I'd come into that brewery from the south, but since we were coming from the north, we were going in the other way. That makes sense to go down. The GPS always wants me to run me down here to 175 to go back there to the brewery, but it makes no sense whatsoever. It had probably, with the 3 loads, it had an hour to the day going out a route like that. So, but anyway, we're making our way down there. We just got to get ourselves out of this industrial park and back on 81 for a few miles. And then we jump off and run some city streets. I'll show you that when we get to it. Alright, so coming up on our exit, and I was leaning, it was exit
165 on the right to Pennsylvania 309 south, then keep left.
Exit 165, the mountaintop exit, and this is kind of nice. When we come off this exit, we're going to go straight up Blackman Street. We don't have to make, we'll have to make a right turn, but not right away. We'll have to make a right turn off of Blackman Street.
Be in either of the 2 left lanes.
Be in either of the 2 left lanes. Looks like I need to be in the middle lanes, or the middle lane, because I'm going to go straight up Blackman Street here. And of course, road work, 1 lane road ahead.
Mile, turn right on New Frederick Street.
That's my right turn, New Frederick Street. So now she said to be in the 2 left lanes. If be in the 2 left lanes, I'd have to make a left-hand turn here. But just what we need up there now, 1 lane road, and I hope it isn't up there where we need to make our turn, because that's going to be fun if that's the case. Boy, I just hope that 1 lane road isn't down there where I need to make my right. Oh, we will see. I just hope I can make my right. Or is the construction over? Is this dude pulling the signs? This dude's pulling the signs. Or this girl's pulling the signs. They're done for the day. They're milling a bad section of road the way it looks there. Imagine, let's see, I'm probably going to be up there at that next traffic light. Maybe before, I don't know, but I think it's going to be at that next traffic light. I have not been back. I've been on this road, but I've not...
Turn right on New Frederick Street.
...had to make a turn and go back into a facility here. This is going to be our right. At least it looks wide enough. Just have to cheat left toward the yellow line a little bit. Nothing's coming out, so that's a plus. I don't have to make anybody back up, and they don't have to make me stop.
The street, turn right.
That garbage truck following me. And this turn looks a little more interesting. Nah, we made it. garbage truck's following me, probably going to the same place.
495 Stanton Street on the right.
So I'd imagine it's this place on the right. But now where do I go when I get in here? Oh boy, this isn't gonna be good. I got a feeling I'm probably gonna have to go over that scale. I don't know where I'm going. All right, let's see what we're gonna do here. This guy tried to explain it to me, but I got no clue. He said to drive down there to the red truck, and then back up to a dock. The hell if I see a dock. Where is there a dock? Oh, I see what I gotta do. Oh, okay. I'm gonna gotta back up. Holy hell. I wish I would have left that other camera in the truck. This is interesting. Let's see what I got to work with even in the front. Hard to figure out where the docks are. I looked at Google Maps, I couldn't even figure out where the docks were. Place. I don't think I'm square with it. I knew this was going to be a little bit interesting, but I didn't think it was going to be this interesting. Well, I'm back there. All right, so we found the dock. We're backed in and actually pretty much square. And there's no reference point at all. And you can see how close I was to the... I had to get that close to that yellow thing there by the pallets because there isn't much room. If I could show you out the other mirror, he's only got one truck width to work with to load this truck. So he's loading me now. Yeah, what an interesting place. I had a feeling it was a recycling yard when I got the dispatch, and you can see all the stuff over there, and that's the out front area that I had to work with, and of course you saw that up there. So he is loading me as I speak, but it sure was interesting getting in here. Not getting in the streets, but once I got here, I didn't know where to go. I figured I'd have to go across the scale, but I didn't want to tie it up for the garbage truck that tailed me in here. So I pulled off to the side and I tried to find the office, and I had a hell of a time finding the office, and I finally found the office, and I was talking to the lady in there, and then the dude that is loading me came in and asked if I was the trailer driver, and we got squared away. I had to go across the scale. So we got scale in, scale out, which is what is usually the case at recycling yards. So he's loading me now, and we're done. We'll show you our steps to get out of here, I guess. But yeah, it sure was interesting. All right, well, that took all of about 10 minutes for him to load me. This dude is quick. And you can see it's starting to rain, so the rain is coming. I told you it was. I gotta straighten out here, close doors, and then get on that scale. Alright, let's hope he doesn't have to put any more on. Hope he ships what he put on there, no matter what the weight, because I had a hell of a time getting the doors closed, because the ground's so uneven here. Unless he goes and gets a bale and puts it on right here on the scale. Sometimes they'll do that. I have a feeling it's, going to be a little bit light. I don't know. We'll see. Well, looks like about 75,000. So maybe he'll accept it, and we'll get our paperwork and get out of here. All right, paperwork is caught up, and we are ready to retrace our steps on out of here. And while not exactly difficult, it was interesting. A little bit difficult too, but it was definitely interesting. And like I said,
In 1/4 mile, turn left on New Frederick Street. Turn left on New Frederick Street.
It is now starting to rain. I thought, I don't know, I forget when I said about rain, and I said 2-3 hours. That might have been about 11 o'clock. It's 1:30 and it's raining, so wasn't too far off on my call. When I looked at radar, it was still west of the Susquehanna. Now let's hope I can make this turn. I'm gonna have to swing it wide here. Swing it wide right to make this left. But I would rather go out here to the light than the other way, which
Turn left on Blackman Street.
does not have a light. Blackman Street is a pretty busy street, so I would rather go out Blackman, or out this way to Blackman. Really, that dude was fast. Yeah, he's cool as hell. He is a really cool dude. We were joking that when he needed a signature, he told me that he wanted my thumbprint and my social security number. We were joking back and forth. Yeah, he was real cool. So, but now this goes back to the warehouse. I just got to find out if it's going to be dropped to go somewhere else for another driver, or if it's actually going to the warehouse.
Turn left on Blackman Street.
I think we're probably going to drop it for another driver to take wherever it's going, unless I take it there tomorrow. But that usually does not happen. Now let's hope nobody crowds this intersection, because I'll be making a few people back up, because Blackman Street's a bit narrow. Got a pickup truck coming here with a trailer. Yep, he's staying back.
In 1/2 mile, turn right on Wilkes-Barre Township Boulevard, then take the ramp on the right.
There we go. Oh, we made it. Lots of room to spare. And we got out of there before it turned into a mud hole, because you know it's going to. Once it starts raining hard and steady, that place is going to turn into a mud pit. So we got out of there just in time. Not a lot has been going right for me lately, but so far today has. This is going to be a good bump here. So now we get on the 309 here for a little bit, and then we'll get on 81 South. And I bet I'm going to have to stop. Now let's hope that that arrow is long enough that I can go. Yep.
Take the ramp on the right to I-81 South toward Mantico.
Yep, we got it. I forgot to turn the camera off when I was sitting on the scale, so far this is a 10-minute segment that of course I'm gonna break down in the 2 or 3 maybe, but oh yeah, 81 South, Hazleton. Now this should finish our day off. Getting back there at 2:03. I don't know if there's going to be anything else for us to do. I hope there's nothing else for us to do. Southbound.
I-81.
Southbound and down. Next stop, Hazleton. Alright, so we're all done for the day. We dropped that load here in the yard. It's going up to Syracuse. So, dropped in the yard. Paperwork is in the bill box. We're parked over here. We post trip, truck, and trailer, or we're ready to go home. This will probably be my last video. I don't know. Tomorrow looks like it's going to be shuttle type work again, so this will probably be the only video before Thanksgiving. I may do one on Thanksgiving Day or Black Friday. There'll probably be an announcement and a surprise in the next video, so stay tuned.